for those of you who think soup is hard to make, because that used to be me. Hello, welcome back to the kitchen. I'm going to be making soup in the pressure cooker today. It's kind of that transitional season where it's not fully winter, but it's still not fully spring. And it's just like the perfect weather for soup. I used to build it up in my mind that like, I don't know how to make a good soup. Like I need to have a good recipe, but honestly, like any recipe I ever followed, like it wasn't a good soup. The best soup I've ever had in my life is soup made by mothers and grandmothers in Iran. So when my mother-in-law came to live with me, like I had the privilege of just having delicious soup anytime that we wanted. So easy for her. She would just like throw everything into the pressure cooker, put the lid on, and walk away. And 30 minutes later, we had the most comforting soup to have for like lunch or dinner. It's so easy. Let's get into it. Let's chop one onion. Onion. You could use pretty much any meat that you have. You can use lamb, beef, chicken, anything. Even if you just have bones, you can use bones. I feel like it's a recurrent theme. Pressure cooker, meat from the freezer. And then I had half of a green bell pepper left over from whenever I had made Persian pizza. So soup is a really good thing to make whenever you're trying to feed your baby more different like fruits and vegetables and starches. Bell pepper. You do not need to use these vegetables that I'm using. That's just what I happen to have. Carrots and celery are pretty much like the vegetables that you can always see in a soup recipe. So you can't go wrong with carrots or celery. You don't need much, especially if you have what I'm going to use today, which is, it's called Better Than Bouillon. Bouillon? You know, like those bouillon cubes. You could use a bouillon cube. You can use broth. This just happens to be my favorite because like whenever you buy like pre-made broth, I just feel like it's just for like one and done, and it doesn't last very long. And then bouillon cubes, I feel like they have so many preservatives in it. So whoever created this like soup broth paste was a genius because it lasts forever in the fridge. It's so flavorful, it's easy, and tastes good. Carrots. These mushrooms are from God knows when. We just chop them up and freeze them before they go bad, because sometimes they do. Put all the veggies into the pressure cooker, and this is what I was talking about. Organic, better than bouillon, seasoned vegetable base, reduced sodium. Basically a veggie stock. I got this big size from Costco. You can find it at Whole Foods, I know, and Costco, at least our Costco. And brought some tomato paste just kind of for color. You could use any oil that you like, but ghee or butter just adds a little bit more of a dimension to the soup, kind of like makes it even more comforting and filling and flavorful. I just have like 6 handfuls of different grains and legumes. So I have barley, and then this is like a super grain mix here. Let me bring it up close. This is barley, rolled oats, lentils, and super grains. It's like a mix of like quinoa and different super grains. I basically just measure it like with like handfuls. So I have like 1 handful of barley, 1 handful of rolled oats, 2 handfuls of lentils, and 2 handfuls of the super grains. Just a little bit of salt because this has some salt. What else do we need? I know there's something else. We're gonna need hot water. What am I forgetting right now? Lemon juice. I just freshly squeezed this lemon juice this morning. Just like a tablespoon of oil. So before pressure cooking, we're gonna saute what we have in here a little bit. I have about a tablespoon, like a heaping tablespoon of this like soup broth paste, and I'm gonna dilute it with water. I'm pretty sure for each teaspoon of this Better Than bouillon or whatever, you need 8 ounces of water. That's like the equivalent, basically. 1 teaspoon of this with a cup of water is like the equivalent of 1 cube or 1 8-ounce can of broth. And I'm not that particular about the measurements because I'm going to be adding liquid like water to the soup anyway. This is just added flavor. Easy added flavor. It's very clean too. It just has the vegetables and some seasoning. This is very clean. If you have the time for it, you can add the onions and the ghee first, or your oil, the onions and the oil, and saute it. Fry your onions a little bit, and then one by one start adding the vegetables and sauteing. Finally adding your meat, and your meat could be thawed. Like, you could do all that stuff, and your soup will taste great. But honestly, even if you don't do all that stuff, and you just do how I'm doing right now, where I basically put everything in all at once, and I'm not going to saute it for more than just like 2-3 minutes, honestly. I should probably put the lid on it, huh? Oh. Because I have 2 more minutes. You have 2 minutes. Can I have 2 minutes? 2 minutes. I know. Okay. Ooh, hello. Were you having fun outside with Bubba? Okay. Bubba has a meeting in 2 minutes, so I literally have 2 minutes to get the lid on this soup. I have diluted my broth. Baby, it's hot. Oh, cool. Yeah. These are broth. Wow. And I'm going to add a little bit of tomato paste just for the color. All right. And then a little bit of lemon juice. Let me see this big spoon. Yes, thank you. 1, 2. That's very good. That was probably like 3 or 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Okay, just a little bit of salt. Since our broth is salty, and we'll taste it afterwards. Let's add more hot water. We had like this one bowl. I should probably measure it for you guys, so let me do that. Add 1 cup. Let's add deep, excuse me. Good. Excuse me. Smell. Let's see how it goes. Let's put on the lid. Go get your brother. Go get your brother. Okay. So now we can cancel the saute. We'll come over here so everybody can see what you're doing. Come sit over here. Okay, so hit pressure cook. Okay. Push it, push it, push it, push it. Oh, buddy. Okay, now hit start. The green button. Push it, push it. Thank you. Now we just wait. Let's go get your brother. Did you all see how incredibly easy that was? At this point, all you need to do is just taste it and add salt and lemon to your liking. Okay, let me taste it. I know I'm behind the camera, but I can still let you know my reaction.
You're gonna love it.